Are you bored of having the same lunches at work and school every day? If you are, then this video is for you. We have 3 very delicious and easy sandwich recipes.
Hey guys, it's Freya and Charlie and welcome to our channel. Lunch can go a little bit forgotten, it can become a little bit boring, a bit monotonous, but don't worry, we've got 3 sandwiches that are going to really lift things up.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I get very bored of having the same supermarket carton soup, or usually for us it's last night's leftovers. And although they're delicious, sometimes you want to mix it up. You want lunch to be something that you look forward to. If you're at work or at school, whatever it is, lunchtime is like, it's the best part of the day.
If lunch is really special, it can add a nice little pause in the middle of the day that really lifts your spirits.
Yeah, so you're sat at your desk and you're like, God, I can't wait for lunch to eat this delicious sandwich that I've made.
And if all you've got is some supermarket falafel wrap, a packet of crisps and a bottle of water, it can really kind of ruin your afternoon. Meal deal, the classic vegan falafel wrap. No mayo, meal deal.
Yeah, so we've got 3 very delicious, quite different sandwiches. Some are easier than others. Some of them are just pure assembly of ingredients, and then a couple of the others involve a little bit of cooking. So if you can get yourself organised the night before or at the beginning of the week to get those things made, then you're set and you've got 3 lovely sandwiches for whoever it is in your family, for yourself, your partner, for your kids, whoever.
It's a close call. I love all of these sandwiches, but I think number 3 might just pip them all. I think number 3 is my favourite, so stick around for that. But for now, let's just get on with the first sandwich.
For our vegan BLT, we need to replace the bacon. So for this recipe, we're going to be using tofu, and we're going to be slicing it very thinly and then marinating it. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is make up the marinade. If you can't get your hands on tofu, you could use tempeh, you could also use mushrooms or carrot, or you could even just buy a vegan bacon. But today we're going to go with the tofu. This recipe is for 1 sandwich, so you won't need a whole block of tofu. We've done maybe 8 little mini strips of tofu. It just really depends on how much you want in your sandwich. So we're going to be putting this away and saving it for probably a stir fry.
To make the marinade, you're going to want to start by adding the soy sauce, maple syrup and the spices. We've used smoked paprika, garlic granules and onion powder. We're using this small container to marinate the tofu because it's the perfect size, so we're going to shake everything together and add the tofu once it's all mixed to take up all of those delicious flavours. Once you're ready to make the sandwich up, simply prepare the lettuce leaves and slice some tomatoes thinly. The final step before we can assemble everything is cooking the tofu. We're frying these strips on a medium heat in a pan with some oil. Keep an eye on them as you don't want them to stick. Now it's time to put it all together. We've gone for mayo instead of butter, but that's just what we like. And then it's pretty simple from here. Lay down the vegan tofu, lettuce and tomato. And that's it, a delicious, veganized BLT.
we are going to be making a Pret Dupe today. It's the avocado, olive and tomato baguette. It's one of our absolute favourite sandwiches that Pret does, so we thought why not make it at home? It's cheaper and hopefully tastier as well. We found these really nice multi-grain with sourdough seeded baguettes from Tesco. They look perfect and they look exactly like the Pret ones, so it should work really well.
This sarnie is super simple and it requires no cooking at all. Start by preparing your avocado. You're going to want to take out the stone in the middle and carefully scoop it out of its skin. Once you've got your avocado half, simply cut it thinly lengthways and then half all of that again. Doing this just makes it easier when it comes to assembling the sandwich. Slice up some sun-dried tomatoes into little strips. It's quite a strong taste, so you don't need loads. Maybe 3 or 4 small pieces of sun-dried tomato will do. This is bake at home bread, so we popped it in the oven for 10 minutes and it came out lovely and warm. Butter the bread and it's time to start making your sarnie. Begin with a layer of avocado and then put on the sun-dried tomatoes. Next up is some black olive tapenade. Just a few dollops of this will do throughout the sarnie. And then we're going to sprinkle on some toasted pine nuts. Finish all of this with a nice handful of fresh green rocket. And tear over some basil leaves. And that's all it takes.
So our next sandwich is a super greens sandwich. I think every ingredient we've got in here is green. So the first thing we want to do is roast our courgettes. So I'm going to cut them into ribbons, not too thin, otherwise they'll fall apart.
Place your courgette ribbons into a baking tray and cover with some salt, pepper and olive oil. These are going to go into the oven at around 180 until they start to go golden. This was about 10 minutes for us.
We're going to be making a pesto hummus. Normally when we cook with pesto, we do make it from scratch. We have a really good walnut and kale pesto. I'll leave the link down in the description, but just for ease for today, we're going to be using a shop-bought one. One thing to bear in mind is a lot of shop-bought pestos do put cheese in it, so make sure you read the label, but we found this vegan pesto in Aldi. And then we have got some shop-bought hummus as well. Again, you could make your own hummus. Sometimes we do, but more often than not, we buy it from the shop. And we're simply just going to mix the two together.
The next thing we're going to get ready is the avocado, which is scooped out of its skin and then cut into strips. To get a nice bit of fresh crunch in the sarnie, we're going to add some cucumber ribbons. These are made really easily with a peeler. So now everything is ready, it's time to build the sarnie. First we're going to go with a generous scoop or 2 of the pesto hummus, and then on top of that we're adding some baby spinach leaves. Next up is the cucumber ribbons, which are simply laid on top of the spinach, and then on top of that goes your delicious roasted courgette strips. Then we're going to be adding in the avocado and some cress. We've gone with cress because it's easy to get from the supermarket, but any kind of microgreens would work great. And finally, to finish it all off, spread some more of the pesto hummus onto the top piece of bread and place that down. Super green, and super tasty.
Cool, well that's all of the sandwiches done. Let us know in the comments which one you thought you liked the look of the most.
Yes, and we would also really appreciate it if you could subscribe to our channel. It really helps. And that's it, I think. We will see you in our next video.
Just before you go, if you're still left hungry and you want a little bit more, maybe check out our 7 days of vegan lunches, which we'll put up next.
See you in our next video.
Bye!